Hi Aquarius, welcome to your January 2021 reading. So we made it, and I can already see how the things are shifting. I can already see how this Saturn and Jupiter being in your sign is creating changes, like already, like in the collective creating changes. So what this really means for you guys, like let's talk about the energy that you guys are going to be feeling for the next year. So Jupiter is going to be, or the next couple years actually, so Jupiter is going to be flying right through Aquarius, and in May he's going into Pisces for a couple of months, and then he'll retrograde and come back into your sign. This is a really good time to expand your self-expression, like in a big way. Like this is not time to sit back and wait for things to happen for you, but to really jump, like go all in. Jupiter is giving you that push to bring you that confidence level, like bringing you up to that confidence level that can provide the catalyst, right? The catalyst to everything that you've ever wanted to do. Saturn is showing you how you've been sleeping on yourself. Saturn is going to be showing in all of the ways that you have been blocking and restricting yourself from moving forward, from doing what you want to do, from opening yourself up, right? So if you really allow yourself to let Saturn show you how to release, how to let go, how to really pay attention to your own needs and come to a realization of who you truly are. If you let Saturn do that, and then you let Jupiter's blessings come in, man, you guys can really honestly just kind of catapult yourself into the future. And that's the thing, is when you're feeling good, then you're putting an energy out into the collective that feels good. You know, that's what this Saturn and Jupiter energy is really helping us do. It's like, where do we need to focus on ourselves to expand and to grow and to learn the lessons and to not hold ourselves back anymore? And how is this going to be affecting humanity? How is this going to be affecting the collective at large, right? So paying attention to that, like focusing on yourself, but recognizing how you're just a cog in the wheel and how everything just sort of turns around you. Mercury is going to be moving into your sign on the 8th. So, you know, the intelligence, the genius level of thinking of everything. We will be in a pre-shadow Mercury retrograde period. Mercury will be retrograding in your sign this year instead of Pisces, where it has in the last couple of years. So we're really moving into an all, like this whole air, it's just like it's literally a breath of fresh air. Like, as you know, you guys are really anchoring some of the new future forward movements that will be happening. You guys are anchoring that energy. So be really prepared as Mars moves into Taurus. Mars moves into Taurus on the 6th of January. So in the second week, Mercury's coming into your sign, Mars is moving into Taurus. Mars will join with Uranus in Taurus, which is a ruler for you, right? Saturn and Uranus both rule Aquarius. But Uranus is in Taurus right now, and Mars will be joining up with Uranus and then squaring with Saturn, which is in your sign, squaring with Jupiter, which is in your sign. And what does that mean? Nothing's going to be the same. Nothing's going to be the same as it was before 2020. Nothing's going to be the same as it was before 2021. I'm actually kind of thinking that there may even be an uprising that's happening, and a lot of the, like, I'm not going to get into the politics of it and stuff, but a lot of the things that are happening with big government and, you know, like, you know, when Saturn was in Capricorn, it was about the government, it was about the structure and like, what is it that we're doing wrong? And it was very clear, like it was just laid out, it was written out, it was very clear on the ways that we needed to change things when it came to the structure of the government and everything that was happening with it. But at the same time, now we're in this place where the people aren't going to wait for the government to show up for, like, the people aren't going to keep waiting, right? Like there's going to be a point in time where everybody's just sort of fed up, and it's like, you know, something has to change, right? Something has to change. And when it comes down to it, where change actually happens is with the people. And that's where you guys come in, because you represent the community, you represent humanity, you represent technology and innovation and future forward momentum, and that's all we want. That's all we want. So now as we have this shift with Saturn and Jupiter in your sign, now that we have this shift, and then we're going to have that Mars conjunct Uranus square Saturn, and we're going to be feeling that probably for the first month of January and like a little bit into February during Mercury retrograde. There are going to be a lot of things that are stirred up. Like it's sort of like a dust storm, when that storm comes in and starts stirring up all that dust and everything gets really, really cloudy for a minute. Like that's how it's going to feel towards the end of January. And then when the dust clears, we're going to see like what that chaos created. And then we're going to have to like pick it all up and fix it again, right? That's that Jupiter and Pisces moment in May, when we kind of like dust ourselves off and we're like, okay, we can kind of pull ourselves back together, or see how we can pull ourselves back together from here. So should be a really interesting month. But yes, definitely about future forward momentum. Happy birthday to the January Aquarians, by the way. I hope you guys are planning to enjoy it. I hope you guys are planning on celebrating. We all deserve to have a little bit of celebration after everything that we've been through. I do feel like you guys are gaining a lot. Oh, so good. Okay. I do feel like you guys are gaining a lot of clarity on some of the things that you know that you have to close out. So we have the World for the first card. And then we have the Sun, which I love. These are like two amazing. And then we have Judgment. So all major arcana. This is a really big month for you guys. Really destined. It's very clear that there's something that has to end in your life. It's very clear that you're coming to the end of a cycle, the end of an era, even, if you will. But there's no more escaping what has to happen. That Judgment card is like, the universe is saying, I've got your back, but it's time for you to really get in there and do the work for yourself as well. And I think you guys are just ready. Like, you're ready to do it. And that's the thing, is this Mars square Uranus, the Mars conjunct Uranus squaring Saturn is giving you that extra boost, that extra power boost to get you moving, to get you pushing forward. So then we have the Queen of Swords, we have the Six of Wands, and the Three of Swords. So there's this bittersweet victory. You guys are just sitting here really proud, sitting on your throne, which I absolutely love. But yeah, so there's this bittersweet victory that's happening here. It's so funny when we do things in life and it's kind of a codependent thing where we're taking care of other people, or other people really depend on our energy, or other people depend on us, and then we take it away, and then the guilt sets in. There's always that tiny little regret, or reminiscing about things when they were good. And sometimes we have to allow ourselves to remember that even in the bittersweet moments, our truth is what we have to stand on. Even when we're in pain, we know that on the other side of that pain is freedom. And the way that we get there is by being honest with ourselves that we can't sit in the pain anymore. It's time to stitch up these wounds, right? It's time to stitch them up for good and no longer use the Band-Aid. We are not using Band-Aids anymore to heal wounds. We're using stitches because we want them to heal forever. We don't want them to reopen. Okay? So let's see what this ending is, this world is. See, and this is the thing, is like the Six of Swords. Ooh, I love this for you guys. The Six of Swords. I know a few Aquarians that are like, oh, Sigh of relief, thank God. So moving away from what's painful, moving away from that Three of Swords, moving away from the things that are difficult, and allowing yourself to take the high road even. Create a new path for yourself that's easier, that's more accepting, that is organically you, right? Instead of trying to please other people when you don't want to please other people, instead of trying to create a situation to look the way that you want it to look. So the sun, ooh, the sun brings the Tower. Here we are. So those eclipses, right? So that solar eclipse that happened in Sagittarius, that was pretty powerful for you guys in a big way. Really shine some light on that unstable foundation that's cracking and it's ready to be rebuilt. It's ready to come down completely. That building is ready to come down completely so that you can rebuild it. And that's the thing is it's really about having having a really strong sense of clarity on what needs to fall by the wayside, because you're not taking that Tower bullshit into the future, and we are future forward. We are looking forward into the future now. This is not about what you've held on to for so long that's created this Tower moment. And honestly, like Tower moments, I actually like getting the Tower in readings. I know that not everybody feels that way, but like I'm sort of a glutton for the shadow side. Like I love doing the work. I love digging really, really deep into my feelings and my, you know, all the things that I need to heal and all of those wounds that I've, you know, have been created my whole life. Like I enjoy digging really deep and wiping everything out because I want to be happy. I want to be joyful. I want to live a life that's mine. I want to live a life that somebody else isn't telling me how to live or what to do or how to do things, right? It's freedom. There's freedom within the Tower. Yeah? And the Judgment card is saying that it's time. You've waited long enough. And it's time to no longer sleep on your dreams. It's time to no longer put up those restrictions, put up those blockages, make you think that all of the things you're not worthy of, right? It's time to remove all of that. So then we have the King of Wands on Judgment. You may have somebody that's kind of helping you nudge yourself forward. This may be a fire sign, but they're giving you the same boost of confidence that the universe is trying to give you as well. So lean on that energy. Really, really lean on that energy. Now, if this is the reason why you feel stuck, if this fire sign is the reason why you feel stuck, that Judgment card is saying that it's time to let go. It's time to release. It's time to let that Tower come down. Now, you could be dealing with a Leo energy with the sun here. It may be that that Leo energy is like I'm literally hearing like all fall down, you know, like the ring around the rosy, pocket full of posies, ashes, ashes, we all fall down. That's what I'm hearing as I'm reading your, you know, doing your reading, because it's like where once we were really innocent and once we just wanted to play and laugh and have a really good time, and then everything sort of came, you know, that heaviness, that weight of growing up, that heaviness of, we want to get back to that childhood stuff. We want to get back to feeling joy and feeling happy. Like it's okay to do that. And I think that you're finally starting to recognize that it's okay to have joy in your life. The world has made us very cynical. The world has made us very angry. And instead of choosing to be angry and cynical, we can choose abundance. We can choose happiness. We can choose to stitch up those wounds and make them go away for good, or just I mean, like, yes, the scars will be there. There's always a memory of it, but you don't have to sit in it. You don't have to sit within the wound. You don't have to sit within that memory. So let's see, Aquarius. Queen of Swords. Yeah. Let's get the Six of Wands and the Three of Swords, and then we'll look at all of them together. Six of Wands, that victory. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And the Three of Swords. Bottom of the deck is the Nine of Pentacles. This is what happens when you speak your truth and you stand in your own independent abundance. Five of Cups. It's not easy to let things go. Five of Cups on the Queen of Swords. It's not easy to let things go. I know. It's not easy to do that. But Uranus is not going to let you hold on to things that aren't serving your purpose and your path. Saturn's not going to let you hold on to things. And Mars is going to be that catalyst to force you to see that the longer you stay in a position where you are just miserable and wallowing in your sadness, right? The longer you do that, the harder it'll be. The more difficult it'll be to go up that hill. The more difficult it'll be to climb the hill if you keep focusing on what you've lost. Because that's heavy. And what we're doing here is the victory dance. We're doing the victory march. There are things that need to be said in January. I feel like you guys can clearly speak your truth and really stand in your own power. There might be some hurt feelings, but you will feel so much better after you say it. After you say all the words, after you say all the things that you need to say, the relief and the freedom and just the you know what I mean? When was the last time you took a really deep breath and felt it? When was the last time you felt really, really free within your own energy? Within your own energy, where nobody else was taking it from you. When was the last time that happened? I want you to ask yourself that, and then I want you to ask yourself if it's worth not feeling free, being in the situation that you're in right now. Because clearly it needs to transform into something else. Clearly it needs to transition into something else, right? Then we have the Page of Swords on that Three of Swords. Words can hurt. Words can be very, very piercing. And you will probably hear some piercing words in January from somebody that you once really thought had your back or once cared about you in some way, shape, or form. And you have to understand that when those words happen and you see somebody, and maybe you already know what their true character is. Maybe you already see it. But if you haven't seen it yet, people are going to be showing their true character in January. And it might get really painful. For you, it probably will. And that's when you really have to allow yourself to say, like, this is that clarity you have. This is, like, you will get to a point in January where you can no longer do it anymore. The disrespect, no more. No more exceptions, no more excuses, no more procrastination. You guys are ready. And if you're not feeling like you're ready right now, I guarantee you, because it's not even January yet, but I guarantee you as we move into January a little bit more, there's going to be that fire in your belly of like, I'm just going to go. I'm just going to do this. Look at this. Nine of Pentacles in the Star. Don't get into the arguments. Knight of Swords and the Five of Swords. Don't get into the arguments because those arguments will spark your ego, right? The Nine of Pentacles and the Star. Like, I literally want to say to you guys, remember who you are. Remember who you are. Before the world told you you were somebody else, remember who that person was? That's what I want you to focus on. That's what I want you to grab on to. That's what I want you to latch on to. Remembering who you are. Because that's the good stuff, right? Remembering who you are. Yeah, don't play the arguing game. And then we have the Knight of Cups with the King of Swords. So really make sure that you're giving the love back to yourself too. If you might even have another air sign in your space that wants to offer some love to you. But more than anything, I want you to focus on giving the love back to yourself. Because that's where it all begins, right? That's where it all begins and that's where it all ends, with self. All right, you guys. So congratulations on making it through 2020. I'm kind of congratulating everybody. If you didn't get a chance to do the manifestation class in November and December, we are doing it again in January. It'll be on January 30th. That information is in the description box if you would like to register for it. It's amazing. Like, it's it's life altering, mind blowing, life altering. It's an amazing workshop. Like, I'm so proud of it. So I hope to see you guys there. Come join us in the memberships. We are active every single day in those memberships. You get a lot of really great content, and we're working on healing in 2021. We're working on healing. We're working on leveling up. We are all ascending. We are all coming into unions with each other. Like, this is a community effort, and I know that you guys are in that. Like, that's what you're on. You guys like the community effort. So come join us if you haven't been able to do that. The join button is right underneath this video, or you can come join us on Patreon as well. There's a lot of really great perks. You'll see my face almost every single day. So that's a perk in itself, right? I don't know. We'll see. But I'm just saying, like, you'll get the energy. That's what I meant. You'll get the energy updates every day, not just see my face, but nearly almost every day. I love you guys. Have a wonderful January. Happy birthday to the January Aquarian babies. And I will see you guys for your season. It's coming up soon. Bye.